Sorry, not.
I actually thought Hayley was talking to Joe and I was a little bit surprised.
Who's downstairs?
I know. but I sort of come up with it. So when I heard that conversation going on, I thought, that's a little bit surprising. Saying that, there, but now I understand it. Oh, by the way, Mark, have you seen the
Yeah.
I know, it's probably Lisa Pryor and the Dr. Rocker coming in. Oh, it's the one about the website.
Yes, I did.
I had a meeting about that before, I have. Another meeting about that.
I did.
Before I hand over to the chair of tonight's meeting, I remind everyone here in the room, we are now live streaming. We politely request that all participants waiting to be invited to speak by the chair. If you wish to speak, please raise your hand. Once invited to speak, please preface your contribution by stating your name. Without the mic snuck in on the fine speaker. Could you please mute? You can mute them. Thanks, tonight's meeting. Please turn your video on. If you're just observing, please turn your video off. Unless actively speaking, all those watching the meeting via Teams should have their mics muted. Members of the public are reminded that public participation is for questions. Comments, suggestions or representations may be made at the discretion of the chair of the meeting. In case of a fire evacuation, the 5 point is the marketplace. This evening now, there will be no fire drills. I will now hand you to tonight's chair, Councillor Raven.
Thank you, Andrew. Welcome to Monday, the 14th of July's full council meeting. And item on the agenda, do we have any apologies for absence?
Councillor Alford for personal reasons, Councillor Crossley for work reasons.
Thank you very much. Item 2, do we have any declarations of interest? No, thank you. We'll move on then. Item 3. Sorry. New procedure, we need to propose and second and accept the apologies given. So I'll propose. Thank you, all in favour? Why?
Chair, on that, on a technicality, can I ask, is that because we're going to instigate that if someone's apologies have been accepted by the council, that it doesn't count towards the 6-month rule?
If the apologies have been accepted, it doesn't count towards 6-month rule. That's correct.
Okay, because I think that members need to be made aware of that, because that's a significant difference. Because what that just meant is if someone hadn't attended council for 5 days and 30 or 5 months and 30 days, we accepted, I know that's not the case now, but we've just accepted that that was fine and they got another 6 months to not attend.
Yeah.
I think that that's a significant change of policy of the council that actually should come to members before we just implement.
Absolutely. Are you happy we bring this back to discussion?
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's what council wants, but it's a dramatic change of our previous policy that shouldn't just happen.
Are we happy that we bring this back?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. I'll ask for it to go onto the agenda for the next full council meeting.
Yeah. And can I just ask that as members have not been made aware before that vote took place, that actually that vote does not have any impact on the 6 months.
But moving on then to item 3, which is public participation. Joe had his hand up first and we'll go with carry on, Joe.
Yeah, hi. Joe McCann, that's me. Have the council spoken to whoever organised Christmas Eve Day, the Christmas Lights Group? I mean, a contingency plan for last year, obviously, force majeure and inclement weather caused havoc. Whether there could be something put together so that if that happened again, something maybe happened in the assembly, I don't know. But I know it's a big event, lots of people attend it. I don't know if there was discussion being.
There been any discussions yet? No, there hasn't. Does there need to be? Absolutely. We are just in the process of re-recruiting for a community development officer, and I would like them to be a part of that process. But absolutely, after last year, do we need to do some learnings from it? Yes.
Second one, quickly, how's the work on the town council's new website been complete? And when I say all of the work, I mean not like all that changing pictures, changing spellings, but all of the features of the town council website, are they now all complete and in place? They're not going to be extra bits added.
At the moment, there is no extra bits to be added. There are some tweaks to be done on the website.
When we say tweaks, are we talking like spelling and the picture?
Talking about spellings, talk about some grammar, talking about making, you know, like the calendar's not big enough, some adjustments. But in terms of anything extra going on there, there is no plans to do so. Thanks, Joe.
Sit down.
That kind of day, yeah.
Mark Harris, Melksham Without Parish Council, but I'm not here representing the Parish Council, I'm here in my own right, just to make that perfectly clear. So first of all, I'd like to welcome any new members to the Town Council that haven't seen or met me before. You'll see me more often. Joint working. Now, I'm very happy to say we've had a couple of joint meetings with the Shernon Fields and the Cemetery Group, both of which I thought went very well. Regrettably, there is still some negativity being expressed re lack of past joint working by some of my colleagues. I'm working hard to address that. Joint working group going forward, we've got a CCTV working group, of which I'm the Parish Council rep, coming up, and a SIL working group, where I think I'm a substitute if one of the other three can't make it. So things are progressing, and I'm very glad to see that. And my thanks go to your mayor and your new town clerk, who have both worked very hard to make this work. And I'm trying to do the same for the Parish Council. Haven't heard anything on the East of Melksham Community Centre recently. I know your clerk and our clerk have been working behind the scenes very hard on that, and I think some of your East of Melksham councillors might have been involved in that. So hopefully we're going to move forward on that soon. So that concludes the section for the Parish Council, or me as a Parish Councillor. Changing hats now. I am a member of the Melksham Transport User Group, but I'm here tonight representing that group. And the answer to the question would be like a town council rep on that group. The answer is yes. I think we've had a written reply from our chairman, Graham. But you asked for people to come and be at this meeting. So that's why I'm here. For anyone that would like to be the transport group rep on your organisation, meetings are infrequent. There's not very many of them. It depends entirely on who's available. And I don't think we've got another meeting planned at the moment, but there will be something coming up soon. So we would love to see somebody from the town council come to that. Changing hats again, I'm also a member of the Wilson Berks Canal Trust and the Parish Council rep to that organisation. I didn't see them on your list of external bodies. Did you contact them? Did they respond? Okay. In that case, I would venture to suggest that you appoint a rep anyway. Meetings are held monthly on the third Tuesday of the month in the Rachel Fowler Centre, just across the road. And the next meeting is the AGM tomorrow evening. So if anybody's free tomorrow evening or would like to go along, you would be made most welcome. I know Colin Goodhine used to attend. I think Graham attended one. But there's not generally anybody there from the town council. I'm there every month. I won't be there tomorrow, unfortunately. I've got a prior engagement. So that's that bit. You may be aware of the main interest in the Wilson Berks Canal is the Melksham Link project. That is struggling, to be honest. They have produced various reports for Wiltshire Council and the Environment Agency and various other people, but don't seem to be making any headway. And finance is the big issue with that. They're not making any headway with getting financial backing for that at all. But if it were to come about, I think that would be a very positive thing for the town. Be lots of visitors, be like Bradford on Avon with the Kennet and Avon Canal. Bradford on Avon is absolutely teeming with visitors using the canal, using the local hospitality, pubs, restaurants, etc. So I think something like that for Melksham would be absolutely brilliant. Changing tack slightly, Cooper Tires. I think most of you probably know already that's been sold to a specialist demolition company, not a property developer. Lots of comments on social media re housing. Now, it's an allocated site in the joint Melksham neighbourhood plan. So there will be housing. I'm very close to the end. There will be some housing, and it will be a joint project between the town and parish councils in conjunction with Wiltshire Council and the developer. I don't know who that's going to be yet. There will be approximately 100 dwellings to make the development financially viable for the eventual developer, which is probably not the current owner. This will be an exciting project for the town and parish, and I'm very keen to be involved with it. Thank you.
Just a very quick one on the Eastern Melksham community. There has actually been correspondence today about putting a meeting together on that.
Sorry?
There has been correspondence today about the meeting for the Eastern.
Oh, right. Okay. I haven't seen that. No. All right. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for your work you're doing on collaborative.
Trying to.
Appreciate it. Moving on to item 4, questions for councillors. Have anything specific? No. Thank you. I have no town mayor's announcement. Item 6 is our report from unitary councillors. Councillor Orford isn't here, so if I can go kind of in alphabetical order, go with Andrew, John, then to Charlie and to Jenny. Anything big ones?
Yeah, just for information, there was an application on 2 Sarum Avenue that was approved last week, and the area board has a sort of agenda planning session on Wednesday evening this week. So if there's any matters that want to be brought to it, be helpful to have some indication before then. That's not the formal meeting, it's just to try and structure the agenda for the meeting.
John?
Yeah, a couple of things, if I could, Chair. Wiltshire Council's in the process of developing its new business plan at the moment. New administration, new plan, inevitably. There's always one every 4 years anyway, as a new whoever takes over. But obviously, with the new administration, this plan will look different than the one that was in previously. It's just opening for consultation. So the principles of the plan we spoke about at the last cabinet meeting, and Councillor Thorne, the leader of the council, is very, very keen that we get as much participation in the development of the detail of the plan as possible from partner organisations, particularly town and parish councils. So there is some information on the Wiltshire Council website, and there will be more. And I'm assured that they will actually be making it accessible on the Wiltshire Council website as well, although I believe that when I see it. But I will make sure that something comes through to you, Hayley. But the council is genuinely keen to hear feedback from all and sundry about what they think should be the priorities and what the council should be doing. The timeline is that plan will be being put together with a view to the final document coming to full council in October. So it's really the sort of the summer months are the ones to be getting something in for inclusion. My recommendation to anybody is don't wait to be asked. If you think there's something that Wiltshire Council should be considering in its plan, send an email to Wiltshire Council. You could just send it to committee@wiltshire.gov.uk and it will find its way through to the right place. And one other announcement that affects Melksham I'd really like to let you know about is it was announced today. It's an initiative I've been working on for the last few weeks. 6,000 young people from across Wiltshire will get free swimming in our swimming pools this summer holidays. That is any young person who is registered or applied for the council's fuel programme, and if they qualified for that, or any secondary aged young person who is on free school meals. And it's a pilot programme over the summer, but we're hoping to be able to develop and extend that programme later on.
Thank you, John. I know you've worked really hard on.
Oh, yes.
So we'd like to see this town council actually say that we are delighted that this is happening, because I saw it this afternoon. I immediately put it on Facebook through the community group. I think it's one of the most exciting things that's happened for young people. I know, John, you've done awful lot of work on it, so thank you. But I would really like to see the town council be. I don't know. Am I allowed to actually propose that this town council is delighted that Wiltshire Council is giving free swimming sessions to young people in Melton and Wiltshire. I know it's not all of them, but it's a huge step in the right direction.
That'd be awfully helpful for the fight for the future.
Well, I'm happy to propose that if somebody can second it.
All in favour then? That maybe it's not.
Really exciting news.
John.
Sorry, John, so excited.
Johnny,
I don't have anything to add to the
thank you, Jenny.
My only thing is, I don't know if was it announced at the last school council about the NHBIG budgets being returned back to them.
It wasn't, well,
I think it was. So council announced actually a couple of weeks ago that we were returning the money, the full budget back to LHFIG. So actually we now have a bigger pot of money to be able to do the work that needs to be done around the town.
Fantastic.
Oh, Chair, actually, sorry. Can I just build on what Andrew was saying? We do have an area board planning meeting on Wednesday, but Andrew was talking about priorities. The area board is identifying 4 or 5 priorities that we're going to be concentrating on, certainly for the next 12 months, if not longer. If anybody's got input, they'd like to suggest it would be really good if, please talk to one of the 4 of us or 5 bills around, because we really want to dwell on priorities or spend time on priorities that people want to see return on. So I, for instance, am pushing that we do some stuff on open space to do more like what we've done down in Canberra, but I know that there are others with ideas. But I also know we're looking for ideas. So if there's anything that members have got they want to suggest. And I'm going to sneak one other thing in just because I'm really proud. I can't claim the credit for it, but I'm really proud for Wiltshire that we've got it, which is that I attended an event on Thursday last week at County Hall where we gave out the next cohort of awards to schools who've achieved it. If I told you that over 1/3 of the British Dyslexia Association recognised dyslexia-friendly schools are based here in Wiltshire, that is I think that is amazing. So we've got 28 registered schools now in Wiltshire who are approved by the British Dyslexia Association as dyslexia friendly. So of the total population of 65,000 young people attending schools, 10,000 of them are now going to dyslexia friendly schools. I'm afraid I'm not sure if any of the Melksham ones are or not, but we will be funding another cohort of schools this September and another the September after. I've made sure of that. So Robbie, your school to apply to.
Again, on primary and secondary.
Primary and secondary.
Thank you, John. That's really useful. Thank you all for that input. Item 7 is for the appointment of councillors to outside bodies. So if I just run through, first of all, the outside bodies that we have had responses from. So they were the Elblag Twinning Association, the Friends of Melksham Hospital, Melksham Arms Houses, Melksham Carnival, Melksham Transport Group, and Melksham Riverside Club. So I would like to open up to ask if there are any councillors who have just take the canal one at the end. We'll start off with Elblag. If anybody would like to stand as a council representative, Pat, thank you very much. That's Pat onto there. I will take them all and then propose and second them en masse. Friends of Melksham Hospital.
My friends didn't ask you one.
They don't want.
No, they said that they extended open invitation to any councillors who want to attend, but they don't feel they need full representatives.
Gillian, popped her hand up, so I would suggest that Gillian would like to attend. We can say to them that Gillian would be our, if they have anything they want to have with, then Gillian would be more than happy. Everybody else is happy with that. The alms houses, I'm happy to stay on the alms houses. I'm not sure you'll have enough time.
I just don't think I can give them the time that their almshouses needs to be almshouses. That isn't me saying I don't want to do it. I'm just, if there's anyone else who would really like to do it, I'm very happy for them to. It is a fantastic.
Just a few things about it. One meeting every 3 months. You last between 1.5 and 2 hours. It's usually here. It's not onerous at all, and it is enjoyable. So if anybody wants to, I'm chair, so if anybody wants to talk to me about it, then they just have a chat. Anybody? I don't mind doing that.
Okay, so that's me and Adrienne then. So alms houses, mention carnival. Jenny will go on to carnival zone. You put your hand up, you're in. Melksham Transport Users Group, I've been to a couple of meetings of theirs already, quite happy to go on to that. Yeah, so with myself and Emma, then at least that way we can, if one of us can't go, then the other can go, that's great. And then Riverside.
I'm currently on the Riverside, but I'm a trustee can attend in both seats.
That'd be-
But if there's anyone, do you remember we talked about the Riverside?
I've given you a
We didn't,
for that reason. I don't mind doing Riverside if you want, because I appreciate it's probably not quite every 3 months.
No, and it's not too taxing, but the knowledge that you could bring from the licensing perspective
Yeah.
could be very, very helpful.
I don't mind doing
Right. Yeah. And then
Sorry, is it
Jenny,
just Jenny or Jenny and John?
Jenny, because John's a trustee.
Yeah, well, I'm there anyway, so.
And then the canal group. Andrew?
I would say that, yeah.
Brilliant, thank you. In that case, then that's all of those. I have emailed today to check with the Army Cadets because they hadn't responded. So I have emailed Matthew just to see if they don't want to or have they just missed responding. So I will come back if I hear anything from them. I'm going to quite a few of their events anyway at the moment. So thank you very much, everybody. Right, item. Oh yes, I'll propose. Have you got all of them, Andrew?
Yeah,
Do you
can
wanna-
I just run back?
Yeah.
So Elblag, Pax, Friends of Melksham Hospital, Gillian. I can't believe I'm writing. Arms House, Safi and Adrienne, Carnival, Jenny, Transport Group, Safi, Emma, Riverside, Jenny, Carnival, so Canal, Andrew.
Just to be pedantic, Chair, I have no objection on Gillian going to the hospital one, but as they said, they didn't want a town council representative. We probably shouldn't elect a formal town council representative to a body that said if anyone wants to turn up, they can just turn up.
Yeah, I think I did say that it would be a case of communicating to, that if they wanted anything, Gillian would be their contact.
Yeah.
Necessarily a representative, but just contact. So if I can take all of those minus,
In that case, no mind supported. Jenny can't support it.
No, I can. I'm fine too. I mean, we both can. It's the only reason.
Gillian, please don't misinterpret me. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be doing it or couldn't go. No. It's just that a formal representative is as they've said they don't want one, and then we do one. We're kind of
yeah, we'll communicate
ignoring them.
that should they want to have contact, Gillian will be their contact. That's what I was saying. So if we can, no,
Sorry, I missed, sorry.
Jenny's on Carnival. Gillian will be highlighted to the Friends of Melksham Hospital if they want to have.
I thought Gillian said that maybe she could like have a carnival as well, but that's fine. I'm not pushing you to it. I just was.
Yeah, I did say that.
You did say.
Yeah, I did say.
Because I honestly think the carnival can probably do with the additional help in all honesty. If we can have two going to carnival, I think it will make your life an awful lot easier.
I agree with that. But as long as you're okay.
I with the greatest respect, I don't know you personally, so if everyone is saying that you are going to be an asset to us, absolutely. I'm just not really, I don't think, so yeah.
I shall blow my own trumpet and I'm quite struggle.
So, but that
That's what I like to do.
absolutely we roll with that, but we're very strict, or we don't expect to turn up every single coffee morning that we have to. What person to speak to.
Some of those coffee involved.
Oh, I for a pal, I do.
And cake as well. Cake.
Obviously. That would have been email, wouldn't it?
Okay, so in that case, can I take these en masse and putting,
Propose.
thank you,
Second.
thank you, all in favour? Thank you. Item 8 then, bank signatories. So the motion is for the council to consider and decide upon approving increasing the pool of bank signatories. No, this did come from last finance meeting, this has to come back to the council. So the recommendation of the RFO that all the finance, governance and performance committee members are signatories plus 2 non-committee members. Supporting info, due to availability of signatories and the low number that we currently have, it's time consuming to get 2 members to check and sign invoices and for 2 members to access the bank to approve the lease payments. Having a larger pool would enable the process to be speeded up, accounts kept up to date, suppliers paid on time and cover for holidays and sickness. I think there were quite a few of us at the finance meeting who put our hand up for this, Reece.
Who is currently on this? Because obviously I got my access yesterday.
So everybody on finance is,
Yeah.
and it's then outside of finance.
So we only actually need to add 2 non-finance.
We would like to,
They're not, it's only 3 of us for Unity Bank at the moment.
Yeah.
Access has been suspended because you can't remember. So it's basically me and there is now Reece.
I think I've had something come through saying I've been set up.
Oh, have you? Oh, you read that as well.
right, I've not had, and I did put my hand up at finance to say that I would. Andrew, are you, because you're on finance?
Yeah.
I will try to get Reece.
We tried like 6 times, Pat. Let's just assume it's done.
Well, in fairness, this was not Councillor Rowe's fault. There was a problem with Unity Bank. It was because Jenny and I were both with her trying to sort it, and it defeated both of us as well.
So we just check who has got, and you've got access, Andrew.
Didn't.
You don't, right? So you're on finance, and you need to. John has, Reece has.
I haven't logged in yet.
Right.
Change something. So no, so far. So Andrew's happy to. John is, Reece is.
I'm very on finance, and I haven't got it yet.
Emma needs to as well. As I said, I'm happy to.
Can I just ask one cautionary question now? If we end up with just about everybody being a signatory, we have to have people who are not signatories of the bank who look at and reconcile the bank statement. So if we tie everyone up and being a signatory, who are we going to have left who can be looking at the bank
Half and
statement?
half, doesn't it?
I'm happy. Right.
Right, okay. So let's start fresh then. Who's happy to be on Unity and who's happy to do bank reconciliations? Let's do it that way. So Andrew's happy to do reconciliations. Charlie,
I can,
reconciliations? Yeah, brilliant. That's up to 2. You're happy with signing off?
That's 2 for 2. So
Brilliant. Which one would you like to do?
I really don't mind. I'll fit in with whatever numbers it takes.
Next, it's your turn to pick one.
Sorry.
Your turn to pick one. You're next.
Okay, I'll do signatory then as well.
Adrian?
Lauren, signatory.
So Pat, do you want to do reconciliations then, Pat, if your account's been such a complete?
That's a tough bit.
No. You could that, but I'm happy to come and sign the movement notice.
Okay, so signing now.
John, I'll do reconciliation.
Reconciliations, brilliant, thank you. Gillian? Reconciliations, Jenny?
Nothing.
Fine. I'm happy to sign.
You know.
As long as it's signatory, just in case.
Oh, I must.
Capitulating. Are we okay with those?
Yeah, I just said to Andrew, what we'll do is we'll arrange some training for anybody that hasn't done it.
Yeah, brilliant, thank you. Can I have a proposer?
Oh,
Thank you, we shall take the seconding. All in favour? Thank you. Next. So if we can go to the policies for approval next, which is item 9. Can I just make a clarification on the audio recording policy? Within the policy, it does mention 48 hours, which was not actually in the motion for publication to YouTube. It's actually 24. So that will be changed. But I just want to put that out straight away that that has been picked up and noted and will be rectified.
Sorry, Safi, I only picked up half that.
Publication to YouTube after the meeting that we're uploading. So the policy document says 48 hours, it should be 24. So, but that has been picked up and will be changed. So if I can open up the floor to the audio recording policy. Do I have any comments, questions? Jenny?
In it doesn't when it says about, and I'm really sorry, I didn't get the point on it that it was, but it says that anyone who wishes to record needs to inform the CEO or clerk. It doesn't say in writing, and I think it's really important that it needs to be in writing if you want to record the meeting, mainly if for some reason the clerk's not here, there's a written trail. 5.1, there's a trail.
Yep, I'm happy with that amendment. John?
That is unlawful.
Okay, fine.
Anybody has the right to be able to record or indeed even stream a meeting of this council without the consent of anybody in the room at all. So if you.
So actually that bit needs to come out completely.
So take out.
It is reasonable and it is acceptable to ask that if someone is intending to do so, it is courteous to make the chair aware. That's perfectly acceptable, but actually they're not obliged to.
So can we have that?
Which paragraph are you talking about?
5.1. Do I have any other comments from anybody?
Say what John's saying, it would be appreciated if anyone was wishing. It doesn't say that they have to.
Yeah, John, you happy? John, have you read? Can you just read 5.1 to you because it actually does say.
No. What it says in here for
Fine.
is that you wanted to change what was in here, and I was saying that's unlawful.
Okay, good, so that stands. Did you want to come back, John?
Yeah, I did, because it does say that meetings, the recording of the meetings will be uploaded. You've clarified now that that's actually going to say within 24 hours.
Correct.
Of the meeting. But what there still isn't any clarity of in here is whether that will be an unedited version of that recording or not.
Other point?
Yeah, we can put some clarification in there because as far as I'm aware, I can agree, the editing will only be if something that's private and confidential on the agenda has slipped into a recording. Otherwise, it should be a complete transparent like for like.
So can we agree what that wording will be and have that in there?
Do you have a proposal for how you'd like that wording to read?
I would suggest then that you could say the recording of meetings will be uploaded, unedited, to YouTube within 24 hours of the meeting, unless any part of the meeting was in part 2, in which case it will not be.
I think we were also trying to put in case something by accident slipped out in public that shouldn't have done. I think that was where it's difficult.
I think we have to be very careful because I'm very aware that edited bit is only, and I do mean this very clearly, only if something confidential is accidentally slipped out. And we have to also understand that it's very unlikely. So I actually think it's not bad. So, because as you said, actually, if we've said it in a public forum and it's been said on Teams, it's in the public sphere. Exactly, that's why. Actually, that's what I'm saying. It's only if something accidentally from part 2 gets slipped in.
Yes, I think what John.
I completely agree. I'm agreeing with John.
If an incident though happens where saying it's being live streamed and you have an incident like you did a couple of years ago where someone comes on and something is displayed that shouldn't be displayed, can we have a pause in? Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember that.
I wasn't sure.
I think it was the
We had to have an incident of somebody
exposing
us.
It was when we first went into lockdown, and I think it was the first Zoom meeting, and nobody yet knew how to stop things like screen sharing. Somebody did screen share.
Oh, Joe sending me,
Recording.
I still have it on my phone.
Okay. Why? Should something like that, it's obviously it's very, very rare occurrence. But we obviously don't want to be resending that back out into the public either. So is there a way that we could put a clause in specifically for if there is inappropriate? Yeah.
Yeah, public decency, certainly would be.
My favourite glass of wine.
I can put that out there. I was not on the council at the time, but I have seen it.
So can I get Andrew to read this back, John, just to make sure before we move on? Andrew, do you want to just?
There was no captain, that was the problem.
Thank you. Okay, recording be uploaded, unedited within 24 hours. I've only got sort of edited bits of what you said, John, so I can't remember exactly. Recording uploaded unedited within 24 hours of meeting, unless that's not, doesn't sound, that doesn't scan right, does it?
Unless the item was within part 2 of the agenda.
Item was within part 2 of the agenda, or for purposes of public decency.
Yep. Okay, can I propose we accept that amendment? This will all come obviously back to the next meeting to be. Are you all happy with that?
I'm just checking, I'm just feeling there was something else I've marked, but I'm
You know, go for John, anything up, just going to get email past that one and then move on.
no, nothing else I had on that one.
Okay, so we'll park this one to come back to the next full council meeting.
Oh, sorry, yes, I'm really sorry, we haven't voted, have you? Sorry, that's a question. I think it would be helpful if we could give some indication of what we feel the use of social media would be that could disrupt the proceedings of a meeting.
My interpretation of that was if somebody could join in online on that social media platform and disrupt. Joe, I'm just going to use you as an example a second, not that I think we would do this, but if Joe was live streaming to whatever platform and his speaker was up and somebody came on and was shouting, potentially being live in the room, that's how I interpret.
Can't do that on social media.
No, you can't. You can do it on Teams.
Yeah, well, you can, but only if you don't bring them up.
You certainly can't do it on social media.
All right, I don't know. Let me go back to Hayley. Would that be?
So just wanted to double check and read myself. I think that could be to do with the fact that if you're on social media and actually you've got people being vexatious potentially with comments, it could be classed as disturbing the meeting. Is how I would read it. For me, I know. I would say it's irrelevant 6.2. I don't think that's now going to impact you as a council.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, no, that's my point. I really don't see how somebody putting a post on Facebook is disruptive to the meeting.
No, I think so.
I mean, it would be in, but I think it's covered in the points that are made earlier. If a member of the public wanted to film stroke record the meeting, and their conduct in the room was disruptive because they were coming around with a camera or trying to shove a mic under people and all the rest of it, that would be reasonably disruptive. But I think somebody sat there typing something on Facebook. I mean, you know, if Mark, I may use you as my example, was typing something on Facebook now that we didn't like. If he was watching at home and he was typing on Facebook, we couldn't kick him out at home. So why would we be kicking him out from here?
Are we happy to scrap 6.2 then?
I think disruption of the meeting would be covered by the general policy on.
Yeah, the earlier part of it, yeah. So in that case, then, can I propose we take John's amendments, scrapping of 6.2, and then this then comes back to the next full council meeting to sign this policy on.
But if we agreed that wording that Andrew has read to us, you've got an amendment, so you can agree the policy with the amendments made today.
We've got quite a lot of policies to
Right, well, I'll propose it.
5.1, we've got the telephone number and address, an email address, we hopefully now. If we want somebody to notify.
Yes,
us
it would be.
in advance.
Yes.
Right, in that case, we've got a proposal and a second, all in favour?
Sorry, who said?
Gillian. Thank you. Right, item 9.2 complaints policy.
I'm slightly concerned that throughout this policy, we refer to a chairman.
Yes,
We don't have a chairman. We have a mayor.
I'd already phoned in that one.
So either I think this one should actually come back to next full council, because I think there's just a lot of inaccuracies in this one. I don't think it's been well.
Yeah, I agree.
What, with respect, what else is there other than the fact that we have a mayor, not a chairman?
Not just that really, but
Because we could just say we're past it, subject to the word chairman being replaced with mayor.
oh, the other one I had, so I had one more thing as well on it, which is what if the mayor can't hear the complaint? There's no contingency after that.
The complaint is about the mayor.
Well, that's my point.
But it is in there.
That's the mayor.
So which point are you?
The chairman should put that here or out, it should be first to the council.
Oh, my apologies, I missed
Yeah,
that.
it's under 4.
My apologies, I missed it.
So that covers both then. So it's
Sorry,
complaint about
Michael,
CEO, that goes to the mayor. And complaint about the mayor, that goes to full council.
But any complaint, this council cannot hear a complaint about one of its members.
Which is that not, then it comes back into this item 5. In any case where a written complaint is about conduct of a councillor, the complaint should be given contacted complaint.
Yes.
Promotion officer.
Yeah.
So actually,
The whole paragraph above can go.
well, no, the first bit can't, where the chief executive officer receives a complaint about his or her
No,
act.
but that's a different paragraph.
It's not 4, those are both under the same paragraph.
There's 2 paragraphs in 4.
Yeah, but all under 4, so keep the top paragraph and scrap the second paragraph.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You happy with that now? With the addition of,
Just as long as chairman gets changed to mayor.
yeah. Okay. That case, can I propose then?
And the words "in any case" on 5 are actually immaterial. Where a complaint is about the conduct of a councillor.
Go for proposal then. Thank you, Gillian. Restart it second, all in favour? Thank you. Co-option policy.
Yes, I'm going to run a start on this. Well, first of all, we're not a parish council.
That's already been,
You know, this is literally just a copy of someone else's policy that's been chucked in front of us.
I could probably correct, it's not the policy that's been chucked in front of you. So I took guidance from NAUC and WAUC. And actually I put this policy in front of WAUC to ensure before it came before you, because it's been policies and legislation put together. So
That's different than what you told me on the phone.
I've written that I had to write a policy for 2 councils. The policy itself, both councils will have to follow because it's a transparent co-option policy. So
Okay.
John, should you want to? Sorry, I was going to let John finish.
No, I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah, right, very bottom, we've got about if not enough candidates come forward to fill the vacancies, but we haven't got anything about what happened here, which is where we need to fill the vacancies.
Sorry, which section?
Right at the very bottom of page 26. So it's right very end of that policy. It says if co-opted as a successful candidate will, if not enough candidates come forward to fill vacancies, the co-option process will continue with the re-advertisement. We don't happen to say what happens if we don't fill those vacancies, which I'm guessing will be the same process of we'll continue, we'll go back out to advertising.
I'd say that's probably covered in 5 above, because it says that every person coming forward has to have an absolute majority, 50% of the vote. So if they don't get 50% of the vote, they fall.
Yes.
So
But then that's just
although it does say then until one candidate secures a majority, you're right. But my apologies, you're right.
then
It also says no abstentions are permitted, which is not, I don't believe, lawful.
No.
And certainly not acceptable, because what if, for instance, one of the candidates before us was somebody who we knew?
What I'd like to do is go back to welcome.
Okay.
On some of the points John and Charlie raised.
Are there,
I've got more points.
yeah, I was going to say, let's go back. Okay.
Paragraph 3, it might just be me, but it seems very strangely worded. Copy of the vacancy notice must be sent to the returning officer and Wiltshire Unitary Council address so that the progress can be monitored. It's just a strangely worded.
Sorry.
Literally, paragraph, no, there isn't a bullet point,
The
literally,
first section, the introduction.
in the intro, yeah, paragraph 3. It's just, the sentence is strangely formatted. Maybe it's me, but I don't think it is.
no, you're right. It is. That's not proper.
That's not.
No, a copy of the vacancy notice must be sent to the returning officer, Wiltshire Unitary Council.
Address so that it can be monitored.
Oh, it's a third point.
It's a comment.
Well, I'm also only needs to.
I mean, doesn't it actually need to say address?
Yeah,
To the returning officer at Wiltshire Council, so that progress can be monitored.
This is very minor, but in section 4, I believe it is. It's that notification. Maybe it's in paragraph 4. My apologies. Yeah. It's to do with notifying people. My apologies, I've lost
The
it.
vacancy notice is displayed on the council website and this sort of.
Yeah, is it all council notice boards, or is it just the notice boards in the ward, or is it every notice board in the town?
It'll be all council notice.
Bit first.
You're not wrong.
We don't get any of the stuff we're meant to put on our notice boards on our notice boards.
Actually, it's wrong. That's wrong. You're in the wrong.
Okay, can we just, Andrew's like, there's too many people talking at the moment. Andrew?
The section where it talks about displaying for 14 days, if there's vacancy, that seems to contradict with the 10 electors may request. I thought there was, if we're required to have ex-councillors, and we've got a vacancy.
Don't understand.
No, don't.
And I don't see. But there is a method whereby 10 electors can.
But they have to do it in those 14 days.
Yeah.
But if we've already got a vacancy.
No, then you don't immediately go to election.
No.
So 10 residents have to write to the returning officer to ask for the election. Otherwise, no election.
But this is a co-option policy.
No, it's, yeah,
I only kind of think to that though, because if the co-option didn't happen,
because you only need a co-option policy if no election takes place. Because even if 10 people write and ask the election and only one person stands, you don't have to co-opt.
no.
As did happen.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just, I just feel that it's quite long-winded, this, and so applicants must attend at least one full council meeting as an observer, all right? And then I presume it will go to the next council meeting, so that's could be 3 months between the council meeting when they come and the next council meeting when we co-opt. It's quite a long time to have a co-op. I mean, we're struggling at the moment because we're 14 instead of 15. And I don't think I think we ought to try, I think the council needs to try to get somebody on the council quicker than that might take us.
And just about that point, that we wouldn't have been able to do the co-options we did with these rules. Because we did it at the first meeting of council. Or we started it at least at the first meeting of council, so everybody had to apply.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it, most of it. I just think that, you know, as soon as we know that option has to be done, I don't think people need to come to one full council meeting. I don't think that's particularly relevant. Councillors who are voting for that will pick up whether or not there's been any interest between them and the town council.
Can I make a suggestion? Haley and Andrew both asked if we won't obviously do anything with this evening because there are a lot of concerns with it. So can we all take it back? Perhaps look at it again. Any other comments or questions you have? Reflect on it. Please email them to Andrew so that Haley can then bring it back to the next full council meeting with all these suggestions and comments that have been made and questions asked, and then hopefully actually have a rounded docket that everybody's happy with. So, be happy with that. Obviously, nobody's going to accept on this too. Thank you. So, yes, please, Charlie. Thank you. Seconder, thank you, Julian. All in favour? Thank you.
We send that out as an email to remind us to send our comments in.
We hope you don't have to keep reminding people of everything.
Can we also, when it does come back, have it in the same format as the other policies? Because it's very helpful when every section is numbered and you've got the sub numbers and all the rest of it. It makes it much easier for us to be able to work with.
Thank you. And the last one on this is the social media policy.
What happens to applications?
Policy. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Right, so application policy, which gets spoken from here. Right, on to this one then, 1.4. Anybody else?
So on this one, 1.2.8 talks about publishing any data set held under the council that's been requested and any blah 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 blah. And it starts talking about items under the terms of the Freedom of Information Act. I thought, I might be wrong, but I thought that we were obliged to have a register of items that have been requested of us under the Freedom of Information Act.
Yes, John, you're right, that we do need to have that.
Where is that in here?
Does it need another sub-paragraph to say we will keep a log?
I wonder if it's worth, if we can't answer that now,
Yeah, I was just looking,
just taking it away and clarifying it and bringing it back.
because as a council, you do need to keep a log.
It's under 4.1, but doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's a really wise idea. Do you have anything else?
I think, no, if we're going to take that one away, then let's take that away and have a look at it, because it's, I don't see it on the appendix either.
There's no reference to the GDPR. We need to add in a GDPR clause. Actually, we're not releasing it from that perspective. Charges and fees, three costs directly incurred because of viewing information of individuals.
Data protection rather than GDPR.
Yeah, when it talks about the data sets, these
Yeah,
I would actually say data protection, and it would be covered by those rather than GDPR, which is more about data being.
personal data.
Yeah, it's personal data being shared rather than us sharing data.
Covers it in one.
Just need to make sure that we can remove anything that shouldn't be. Is anything that could be in there that is covered by GDPR should be removed. So there should be a duty.
Supersedes GDPR
Yeah.
in this sense, because we're not going to be sharing anybody's personal data.
Maybe clarify that,
Yeah,
because.
but it is
does say-
complicated, so.
It is.
well, can I do the same again? Suggest that comments you've made are emailed into Andrew, and anything subsequently that springs to mind, would be very much appreciated. So I propose we'll take that away to the next meeting. Are you in favour? Thank you. Right, and that's, I've been so keen to get there. Social media.
I think my comments, if you're going to start listing all the platforms that social media exists of, then you've got to list them all, because this is not an extensive list of the social media platforms that you could have. There's Pinterest, there's Reddit, there's
Instagram.
there's a ton of others. So I would either refer to it being social media and leave it open to interpret whatever that means, or else you have to list them all.
And also with the changing face of social media and more stuff coming online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just put social media. I wouldn't even bother with what is social media. I don't think we need to list them out.
Instagram is there, but it's misaligned under Twitter, which is now called X.
Yeah, there's no TikTok on there either.
All the things.
It's there, but it's not.
I see.
The little dots.
I would keep 6.1, but remove the these platforms include but are not limited to, and then take away that bit. I think. It was like making a really protest to what social media was.
Loads of pro stuff out there. Yeah, I agree. We have to similar thing in work where we actually did take out exactly that, take out the mention of individual social media sites.
My only one thing, and I'm really sorry, it does say here the council will not engage in political debate. Obviously, that's us as a council, isn't it? Not councillors.
No, but sorry, it doesn't. This is why I will not support this policy, because Kevin said very clearly that you will not engage in political debate or respond to personal grievances. Well, maybe personal grievances for sure, but and then 8.1 underneath said breaches of this policy by councillors, a violation of the council's code of conduct.
I don't think you can stop councillors engaging in political debate. At the end of the day, it's literally what we do. We've been elected at the end of the day. And it doesn't necessarily mean party political debate. Political can be huge, broad strokes.
Do you know?
I think it needs to be a little more specific about where you're commenting, because you might be commenting in your own personal capacity in your own forum on social, and that's got nothing to do with what's going on here. It's two separate places. So if you're making comment as your own personal opinion on your own personal channel, can't be held to this policy.
Because this is where various celebrities have got themselves in trouble as well, isn't it? Because they have commented on their own personal socials, but then because I know our policy at work is that if I say anything on my personal socials, which essentially could bring the business into dispute, that is actually a disciplinary offence.
But that
I've got real steps for you.
That's nice. Carry on with this one.
Okay, thank you. It's a really hard one because for a lot of employers now, that is.
I think there's a huge difference between a private company, because I'm not disagreeing with you. There's a huge difference between a private company and bringing a private company into disrepute, and a councillor who may have, because the reality is that we have councillors who sit on here who have incredibly different political views, and we might come at things from an incredibly different way. We can't be penalised for engaging in political debates.
I don't disagree with that.
No, I understand, but you know, I don't think.
Adrian, and that's coming. This is on the same subject.
Well, you cannot stop councillors from engaging with political debate. We stand as political. Every single person around you was elected, stood with a party. No, sorry, John, you're an independent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a party. You can't stop us from putting our own political views forward. It's just, that would be in breach of our civil liberties.
So, staying on this one.
Yep.
The first part where it says we can't engage needs to be removed, because like we've all said, that's why we're here. I think it's how we engage.
Yeah.
So I think having a rule on how we say it, perfectly acceptable. And we know that we need to have constructive political debate, but telling us we can't discuss stuff is.
Two things on that. I'd like to come back on something else as well, but whilst we're on this particular item, I think what we need to say in there is that councillors shouldn't engage in political debate on the town council social media account. Because what we shouldn't have is the town council put out a tweet or a Facebook message or something saying yoga in the park, and then a councillor go on there saying we shouldn't be spending this money on. Now, if it goes on to Shout Out or Melksham Community or whatever, and a councillor comments on it, that's fair game, because that's them acting in their own. But on the actual council's own social media, I think that we can reasonably say that councillors should not engage in but again, you've still got a challenge then. What is political debate?
Yep.
Because if you post it and you say yoga in the park, and Pat says on it, fantastic, really pleased to see this, is that in itself not actually a political statement?
It could be, because a member of the public could go and say, oh, fantastic to see this. Is that political?
But what a member of the public says isn't what we're debating. What we're debating is what a councillor says. And I'm suggesting that even if a councillor speaks in the positive to it, it's viewed as because it's speaking to the positive, but you're not allowed to speak against. Well, it's not that, but if you're not allowed to speak against it, then all you ever have is everybody. So maybe actually the rule should be councillors do not engage on the town council's own accounts.
Probably the safest answer, isn't it? The safest way.
They have to protect the integrity of the council.
So who was next? I know Jenny wants to come in. Reese and then Jenny.
7.2, the term offensive, abusive, defamatory or misleading content. That can all be cut out. It just needs to be anything that breaches UK government guidelines on hate speech, harassment, and discrimination. There's actually a policy. There is a policy that we can go by. We don't need to recreate the wheel. And also the process. So it states under 4.2, authorised persons may post. You're going to state an authorised person. What is the process of authorising a person?
That would be down to our clerk to.
So we need to make sure that there is something that just states either it's the communication office or therefore delegated, or so that stipulates what that. You need to reference a process.
Mine was more about the political stuff, just because I was going to say that obviously 5 out of the 6 Wiltshire councillors sit under political. Well, actually, I'm confused. I forgot my own mind.
Yeah, say several of us.
That's right. I'm confused. I was going to say, obviously, so my councillor page is both town and Wiltshire, but I am politically biased at Wiltshire, obviously, is what I was trying to say there. So actually, if I put something out in favour of if we do something at Wiltshire Council in Melksham, and I do it as, put it out as my councillor page. I'm just trying to say that there is something in there a little bit, because as a town councillor, and I'm a councillor and I represent the same ward in both, is there something in there if I put it out, you know, say we do something wonderful in Forest?
That's right. Why is so dangerous?
That's why I'm like, it's very difficult. And what I was trying to say there is, sorry, so bearing in mind that 1, 2, 3, 4 of us who sit on council sit under a political hat. But John doesn't.
Well, we all set the political hats, but we've said it's independent. You still got elected on the basis of being
The member as well,
independent.
which makes it even more political. So
Can can I just ask, where have we? Where have we got this from? What do other town councils of a similar size and nature do? Because
So this current task was with your local clerk. This is was your old social media policy that was adopted by the council. Your local clerk didn't make any tweaks to this one. So this is currently your current approved social media policy.
in that case,
So we can take it back. We can absolutely have a look at what other councils do. That's not an issue. But this one is the one that you currently have adopted and in place.
John, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, 2 points then. If this is the one we currently have, I think there's some amendments we need to make to it tonight. Because actually it's not enforceable in its current form. Can I suggest that under 4, we add section 4.
Councillor Hubbard, sorry to interrupt. Can you just bear with me 1 minute? I just want to check something.
My understanding was that this council never actually adopted the social media policy.
No, I don't think we did either, but I was just accepting what I was told.
No,
don't think
please,
you did.
I want to check myself.
But even if, well, okay.
Did you want to, well, we come back?
Yeah, I just wanted to stress that Melksham Town Council as a body is not political. Neither is Wiltshire Council. Individual councillors may have political views. But
that's not entirely true. The officers are not political, but the councillors and the council is very much political.
Council is a political body.
Council is a political body. Wiltshire Council's officers are not political.
no, but Melksham Town Council as a body doesn't hold any particular political view.
No, it does.
We never have, this is, and this has been debated quite a bit recently, this has never been a thing. We have never stated we are or we aren't. It's just
State that we were a political council. I think you actually did something 4 years ago as well to remove that. I'm not 100% certain.
No, we didn't.
No, since I don't.
In which case, 8 years ago, I can assure you, we stated that we were a political council.
We even worked out about having to have balanced committees.
Yes, we did.
But just for clarity, even if we say we're a political council, Melksham Without is a political body. Because what happens is we take positions on items. When we vote to do something, this council is making a political statement. That's what politics is. It's the exercise of democracy. And we undertake democracy. We're doing it this evening. We're making decisions. When you set a policy on something, that is a political act. It may not be a party political act, but it is a political act. And we mix up party politics with politics all the time. But we can't say we're not a party. Our officers aren't stopped from being political. They're stopped from having a public political affiliation. They're allowed to think what they like behind closed doors.
Based on what John has said then, in 4.3, where we say that official posts must be factual non-political, should that just be non-party political?
Non-partisan.
We are going to take this back, aren't we? We're not. What did you find?
Well, I'd like to apologise to council because I was under the impression that the policy had come to you and it was adopted. It came to you, it wasn't adopted because you weren't happy with it back then. So at the moment, you don't have a social media policy, therefore.
So we weren't happy with it and it's come back to us untidy.
It was a long time ago. It was back in the days of the previous clerk originally, and then
That's it.
things happened. And it never came back.
Okay.
Things happened and more things happened when they came back.
Can I suggest then that I propose that we take this away and just start this completely again.
And just so that I don't absolutely flip my lid when it comes back next time, assuming I'm still here to flip it, you can't make the decision that you made, what was it, 2 weeks ago, and then introduce your social media policy with Melksham Town Council recognises the importance of social media as a tool for community communication, engagement and transparency with the local community.
Thank you, John. Right, so I'm proposing we bring this back. Do I have a seconder? Favour?
Bring it back.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
Gillian seconded.
So, okay, so moving on to item 10, to note that the transfer for the police force has been completed. The local clerk has arranged the reinstatement valuation, which was completed by Wright Surveyors. The valuation was £3,125,000.
Sorry, I'm making that.
What are we looking at?
£3 million for a derelict building, yeah.
Land's expensive around here. The total cost of £1,879.17 was paid in Q1. The insurance was arranged by the local clerk for 1 year, the cost being £8,166.85. The council has received an invoice from Wiltshire Council non-domestic rates, 25th of June 2025 to the 31st of March 2026 of £26,609.59. Andrew, then Adrienne, and then John.
As I understand it, from recollection, our total insurance bill for the year for everything else was about £30,000. In that context, £8,000 to insure a derelict building seems a lot. It's about a quarter of every other cover, which included officers doing the wrong thing and building falling down and killing everybody in Melton and stuff like that. As a premium, that seems very, very high. My other question is, with regard to the domestic rates bill that we've received, have we explored any possibilities of exemptions, discounts, or ways of not having to pay it?
So I had a conversation with Wiltshire Council latter of last week when the bill came through. They have put the bill on what they call 6-month pause while we investigate with the valuation office whether we have to pay it or not, whether we're exempt in any capacity. They did warn me on the phone that could take up to 6 or 7 months to get a response on that. So I will be asking the RFO to see that through.
Thank you. Adrienne,
The same question, I'll go for an exemption.
So a couple of things on it. First of all, that insurance cost, of course, will be based on a rebuild cost. Because building insurance always is. So at the moment, what that insurance would be for, if it burnt down, how much would it cost us to build a new swimming pool and gym there? We don't want a new swimming pool and gym there. And I do wonder if it's worth asking if asking what the rebuild value, because the rebuild value, what it would be based on, is it costing 3.25 million or whatever it is, 3.8 million to rebuild it. We don't know what's going to be there yet, so we don't know it's going to cost 3.125 million and all the rest of it. So actually, if it burnt down, it burnt down, and we'd have to make safe, but we wouldn't be rebuilding a new swimming pool there. And I suspect we're paying quite a lot of money to ensure rebuild value. But actually, the last thing we want to do is to replace what's already there with what's there, because that's not on the game plan. So I think that's worth doing. Secondly, the valuation is going to be based. So the valuation as far as the business rates are concerned, is of course going to be based on what the use of the building is. Okay, so the building is currently registered with the valuation office as a swimming pool, come leisure centre, come whatever. It might be worth us trying to see if we can get the building re-registered to be part of the Assembly Hall complex so that they do the whole unit as one now, as a community hall, which is what it is our intention for it to be. We may need to go through a change of use planning application, but we will save considerably because community halls are qualified. What's the word? Well, they're not exempt, but they qualify for your reduced rate. Yes. So if we get a change of use on there and we can get the valuation office to recognise it as part of the Assembly Hall, then hopefully we can reduce. And you know, there is a valid argument because it is just one building.
It is, and when I spoke to her on the phone, when I spoke to the insurance on the phone as well, that obviously they've said that you pay an insurance premium higher because the building's empty. So if we think about Bower Hill and moving assets and staff around, the insurance will probably come down as well if it's in use.
But that we can argue the building is not empty because it is part of the Assembly Hall. It's one physical building. I think there are actually doors somewhere that go between them, aren't there?
There is.
Yeah. So all we need to be able to do is say to our facilities team or our amenities team, one or the other, somebody needs to, every day or two, have a wander round.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's no longer vacant.
Yeah.
So both of those, I think, could look at a considerable saving. But the next part of it, if I may, Chair, is that the very last thing I want to keep seeing is reports about this building. We need a timeline on what's. I know we've got people coming in. I think there's a meet the architect in September or something, isn't there? But I really do think we need a timeline on this now of projecting when we're going to be looking at doing things on this building, because what we now know is hopefully we can reduce it. If we can't reduce it, this is going to be costing us around £40,000 a year to sit empty. And at best, we'll probably be able to reduce that down to about 15,000 a year, which, whilst it's absolutely the right decision for us to take on the Blue Pool because it gives us the opportunity to do something with it, we can't take as long over that as we have been over Melksham, east of Melksham. And in fairness, we have done already, because remember we first talking about this, Adrian?
Yeah.
Is there any more on this item? Okay.
Sorry? No, but it died before that.
11, Sherwood Fields. So this is to note that the working group met and was attended by the Friends of Sherwood Field. Phase one of the work will proceed as planned. The location and maintenance shed will be decided at a later date. There was quite a lively, healthy debate. That's a good word. Healthy debate over the location, and I think we finally found a way forward with where the maintenance shed will be placed that suits all parties.
But the car park's going ahead.
Item 12. Other items to note, CEO and Wiltshire County Council Community Engagement Lead have met to discuss partnership work on a variety of projects within around Melksham. Have you got any more to say on that, Haley?
Yeah, we spoke about a few things that we're looking at in Melksham, and I'll bring some finer details back. But I would say on top of that, I went to the Area Board Health and Wellbeing meeting at Melksham Without, and actually it was a really productive meeting to have both clerks there and Gareth was in attendance. So I will bring more detail back to council.
Thank you. The RFO interviews took place on the 8th of July and an update will be provided to Personnel Committee shortly. Grant applications will be submitted to Wiltshire Council Area Board and a grant application to Wiltshire Council Public Health Household Support to have a refill water fountain at KG Park.
We can't apply to the Area Board for capital project.
So I've applied to the Area Board for a youth grant.
The youth grant
For a youth?
for a water fountain.
No, two separate ones. So I've applied to Area Board for a youth grant.
Oh, that's not.
And then applied through Wiltshire Council for the household investment.
So what's the
for a
youth grant?
rebuild. Pardon?
What's the youth grant?
So the youth grant is after we did the successful youth event, we were very much looking at wanting to do some street art projects. So when we were looking around KGV, there's actually a wall that backs on to, down by the basketball court, that backs on to the back of Waitrose. So what we've discussed is having a beautiful nature mural along that wall instead of the graffiti that's there currently. Looking at area board part funding, Waitrose have had a discussion with the manager of Waitrose, who's contemplating a project as well, to try and do a joint project to show something after the youth, but some workshops, have something sustainable there as well after the end of it. So that was one of the projects that I discussed with Gareth. What Gareth would like to do is look at possibly having some young people that maybe aren't within mainstream school being involved in some SEN, and that's what Gareth Rogers. Richard, sorry, thank you. Richard, regarding having some young people that he's already in contact with being part of the project as well. That was an initial meeting early last week.
So that's all gone through town dev to do that, is it?
No, it will be going through to the next Tom Dev.
So the application's gone in before council's considered it.
What, for the grant?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't approve it. You don't approve it.
You can't.
Hang on, Com Dev takes place after the next. Com Dev the next area board. Okay. I think the next area, if I'm right, the next area board is the 5th and the next Com Dev is the 9th.
Okay, so can I just confirm that the council here, any grant applications that are being submitted, want them to come to council to be approved of the concept before they're applied for?
I think project need to come to the council to. I can't speak for council, but I think that
Perhaps we agree the projects were taken forward.
Yeah.
it's fait accompli otherwise, isn't it?
Anything else? We're done. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, apologies. Agenda is sorry. We need to appoint a member to the Cemeteries, Parks and Finish Board.
I was, because I'm on 17 at the moment.
At the moment, there's
Valid.
Phil and myself.
Yes, we'll put one of them.
Which one's this, sir?
Cemetery.
That was right number.
We have two.
Originally, it was just being Phil. So we've always had Phil, not that I've ever met.
That's true.
That's which why we named
Looks
it.
like you're on a bit of a dead end for this.
Oh, very good, John.
And all those James.
And on that note,
Is there really could do with a third person?
Otherwise, this could be on my single.
Preferably somebody younger who get more use out of it.
Let's use more time to do it.
Surely it's the opposite. Maybe it should be another person that's going to be making use of it soon.
The younger who might be around before something gets inside.
Right, okay, so we'll bring this one back again when there's more boys in the room.
that's probably it's too easy to adjust from this.
It's not going to be that over.
Propose that.
Did you just volunteer to do this?
No. We post on.
I want to come back then.
I think I could be the ghost.
Yeah.
There are enough there already.
Right, in that case, then enough talk of cemeteries and bodies and. Right, so that's meeting closed.
Very